So this is the apparent power in terms of the per phase voltage and the impedance. So now if I look at the rated values, then I can write this as your S base, the base value of the rated power or the base power for this system is nothing but your 3 V5 base square divided by Z base, the base impedance value. So you can estimate the base impedance from this relationship. So this is nothing but 3b5 square base value divided by your S base. Okay, now you can put the values which we have found. 3 into 8.31 kilovolt square divided by 100 MV. Please take care of the notations K and M. So best is that just put this is equal to 10 to the power 3, this is 10 to the power 6, and then solve in terms of volt, ampere and voltage. Okay, so now you can say that your Z base will be equal to nothing but 3 into 8.31 into 10 to the power 3 whole square divided by 100 into 10 to the power 6. So what is this value?
Sir, 2.07 into 10 raised to the power minus 3.
Why is that 10 to the power minus 3 coming?
No, sir, no 10 to the power minus 3.
Only 2.07.
Only
2.07.
Yes, sir.
Correct. So it will be 2.074 ohms. So is this thing clear? Especially those from non-electrical background, please make sure that, because this is again very fundamental concept and this should be clear to everyone. If there is any confusion, please feel free to ask.
Hello, sir. Anvesh.
Yes, Anvesh, tell me.
Sir, difference between the base and phase. What is that?
The base value can be defined for anything. So this is the baseline voltage. Okay. Because voltage is of two types, as we discussed earlier, depending upon what type of connection you are having, star or connected. So this is the base value for line voltage, whereas this is the base value for the phase voltage. So in a given system, you can also define the base value of current. Everything per unit system, the beauty is like that you choose a particular set of values as the base values, and then you can express everything in terms of the those quantities as the taking those as the base. You can express everything as a ratio of that particular thing. So that is the idea. So 100 MVA, because that is the rated power output, so we defined that as the base power. Now if let's say sometime the machine is delivering 90 MVA, then we will say that it is operating at 0.9 pu power output. If at other times suppose it is delivering 110 MVA, then we'll say that it is operating at 1.1 pu power output. And same way, so this base system, the defining the per unit system depends upon what base quantities you take. So base quantities always are taken what are given as the ratings on the because this is a simple single machine. If it is a complicated system, you have let's say your transmission line also and transformer and everything, then there is another thing. We'll not go into that because that is beyond the scope of this course. But in a simple system where there is just one synchronous machine, this is very straightforward. You just take the power output as the base power, the rated voltage as the base voltage. But please remember that when we write like this, always invariably this is the terminal voltage, which is equal to the line voltage. So that's why we call this as the base of the line voltage. But we want to convert it to the phase voltage. Because why? Because this Z is always defined per phase. So you can think of it like this. There are three windings. The windings are like this. There is some RA, there is some XS. That is one phase. Then another phase is having similar quantities, RA and XS, and same way the third phase. Okay, each one is having some RA and some XS. So overall, it is having some impedance which you can estimate from this one. It will be nothing but under root of R square plus XS square. So base, why we are converting to phase quantities is because your impedance in this case is defined only for the phase. So that's why we are converted it to base, to phase quantity. That is the only reason behind this. So from the base line voltage, I got the base phase voltage, and this is again standard thing. This we have discussed, in the when we are discussing theory also. That your power output is nothing but 3 V phi Ia. For the real power, it is 3 V phi Ia cos theta. Whereas for the apparent power, that cos theta term will not be there. This we discussed. So P out is 3 V phi Ia cos theta, Q out is 3 V phi Ia sin theta. So when you write the S out, which is the apparent power, this cos theta or sin theta will not be there, only the 3 V phi Ia, because that is the relationship between these three quantities. So this comes from there. And this is simple Ohm's law, I mean applied to your AC systems. So V phi equal to IAZ. So just substitute this into this and you get this equation and you can string up this thing. Answer your question?
Yes, sir. If nothing is given, then we need to take it as a base.
Yeah. Please say that again. I couldn't get that.
Sir, if in the question nothing is given, then we have to take it as a base value.
But which thing you are saying nothing is given?
Sir, here only 100 MVA. It is not saying anything. It is base.
See, this is the rated power output. When it is written like this, it says that it means that this is the rated power output of the machine. This is the rated voltage at which the machine will operate. This is the rated power factor. No, everything is the rated value. It can have some variation, but this is what it is made to operate at. The design has been made for this particular voltage and power. So that is the idea. And other thing is that, I mean, only thing, so this is quite straightforward. Only thing you need to understand is that this voltage is always a line voltage. That is what is you have to always understand. When it is given like this, that 100 MVA 14.4 kV something machine. So then what it means is that this is the line voltage. It is not the phase voltage. That is the only thing you have to understand. The rest of it is given straightforward. Like for this example also we took, 480 volt 550 hertz this machine. So 480 volt we took as the line voltage. Okay. Because, and that's very logical also, you see, because what is happening is that phase voltage is something internal. We are not accessing that actually outside. Outside what we are accessing, this machine, when I connect to my given power system or any particular grid or anything, this will have just these three wires coming out of this machine, right? There will be these three connection points, R, B and Y, three phases. So in external, I mean, we don't go inside the machine when we are operating, right? We are just connecting it to the system. So for the external system, what the system looks at is that there is some device, some machine here, which is having this much voltage between the two terminals for each of the three. I mean, for each of the three lines, the voltage between each pair of line will be this VL. Okay, so that's why is mentioned, rating is mentioned like this, it is always a line voltage, because that is what is practically useful. That is what we use. I mean, the system to which the generator will be connected, that is what the voltage that system will have to operate on. So therefore, this is always the line voltage. Phase voltage is something inside the machine. It is not accessible outside.
Okay, sir.
Okay, if you still have doubt, please feel free to ask, because or anyone else also, because these are very fundamental concepts, but because many people are from different other streams of engineering, not from electrical, so no problem in having these issues, questions.
Sir, can you please show the question once again, sir? Sir, it's Harshvardhan.
So is that Harshvardhan?
Okay. Harshvardhan, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, in the question it is given the Y connected synchronous generator has a per unit synchronous reactance. Sir, what does it mean per unit?
So per unit, as I said, per unit, this system means that you define a base quantity and now everything you express as a ratio of that. So that is the per unit rating. That means, like say for power, I defined that base power is 100 MVA. Okay, so at any given other time, let's say it is operating at some S1 equal to 90 MVA at some other time. Okay. So now if I want to express this power output in terms of per unit power, so what I will say is that S1 in PU form or per unit form is nothing but that given power output divided by whatever is the base we have defined for this system, and we have defined 100 MVA as the base. So this will be nothing but 0.9 PU. So this is per unit is dimensionless, but for understanding we always write that as 0.9 PU per unit.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Just a convenient way of expressing the quantities in an electrical system.
Okay, sir.
Sir, hello, sir. Souvik here.
Yeah. Yes, sorry.
So we have to complete the question because they've asked resistance and reactance in ohms. Actual.
Right. I'll go to that last step. But first of all, let me clear any doubts anyone is having so far, because this per unit system might be new for other people from mechanical or civil background. So I want to make sure there is no doubt in this. Anyone else? Any doubt? Please feel free to ask on this. Okay, so I hope it is clear. And again, I'll just summarize for your clarity is that whenever you want to define the per unit thing, you need to choose the base quantities. The default value for base quantity is always the rating of the machine. So the base power is whatever is the rated output, power output. The base voltage is whatever is the rated voltage. But please always, you should have this thing at the back of your mind that the voltage which is given in the nameplate rating, this is always the line voltage. So therefore, this is the base value of the line voltage. So accordingly, depending upon the connection, this will be converted into phase voltage. If it is star connected machine, this will be divided by √3. If it is delta connected machine, this will be same as VT, V5 will be equal to VT. So this is coming depending upon what type of connection is there. So you got the base values for power, line voltage and phase voltage. Next thing, we want to find the base value of the impedance. Impedance, we understand, is that is defined for every phase because there is an armature resistance and reactance in each phase. So therefore, we want to use the base quantity for the phase quantity for defining the base impedance. So in terms of the each phase, the voltage is V5, the current flowing is IA. So I can write this by simple application of Ohm's law, V5 equal to IA into the impedance. Impedance has the same nature as a resistance, but it is a phasor quantity, and we understand that it will be at a different phase angle, different from the 0 degree. Why? Because of the inclusion of the reactance. But the nature is similar. It is similar to the resistance. So this comes straightforward from Ohm's law, you can say, for AC circuits. So V5 equal to IA into Z. Next thing, we know that power output is given by this particular quantity because we had studied when we were doing this thing that real power output is 3V5 IA cos theta, reactive power output is 3V5 IA sin theta, and the phasor is nothing but your apparent power. So this S is equal to 3V5 IA. We can substitute IA in terms of your V5 and Z here because we want to find the Z here, Z base. So we express this expression S equal to 3V5 square by Z. All quantities can be put in the base quantities, and from this equation you can find out the base value of impedance. So that is how we got this base value of 2.0774. Okay, so I hope so far it's clear to everyone.
Sir. Sir.
Who is that?
Ronnie. Sir, if a circuit has a resistor, inductor, and a capacitor, then the combined resistance is impedance.
The combined effect of all these three is the impedance.
Okay, sir.
This one, it is a relationship like this. So this will have an angle also, as you can understand. So because suppose, as I said, XL is bigger than XC, let's say I'm saying here. So the resultant will be something like this. Let's say this is XL minus XC. So the phasor summation of these two, that is your Z. And this angle is also theta, the power factor angle. This is also theta. So Z is a phasor equivalent of all the quantities which are causing voltage drop in the circuit. We got this one. Now last step, as Souvik pointed out, is that finally we have to get at the synchronous reactance and the armature resistance in ohms. So this I have put it here in this form. So any given quantity, suppose whatever, let's say some quantity A is there. So if I want to find a value of A in per unit, it is nothing but what is the A actual value divided by the base value for that same quantity A. So that is what is the relationship for finding the per unit from actual. And in this case, per unit value is given, actual is asked. So actual is nothing but per unit into base. Okay, so once you have this Z base here, okay, I'll just off everything because it's separate. So for any given quantity, per unit value is nothing but the actual value of that quantity divided by the base value. And in this case, the per unit is given, actual is asked. So obviously your actual value will be your per unit value into the base value. So for this, your RA, armature resistance, the actual value will be the per unit value of resistance, which is given here as 0.011 multiplied by the Z base. Okay, so both for either for RA or for XS, for both of these quantities, the base value is the Z base. And I think it's now pretty obvious because they are similar nature quantities. So Z base is 2.074 ohm. And so you get this as how much? 0.0. How much was that, Prashant?
Which one, sir? RA?
RA, yeah.
0.0228.
Right, 0.0228
ohm.
And same way, XS is given as 1.1 pu. So 1.1 into the base value, which is Z base, is 2.074 ohm. And you get this as, how much was this one?
2.28 ohm.
2.28. So that is how you find the actual value of resistance and reactance from the base quantities. So this was something new. So rest of it, all the parts 2, B, C, question 3, 4, all parts, and 5 all parts. This all is just repetition of or practice of what we have discussed so far. So I'll just after this class, I'll be uploading this file in MS Teams, and this will be as an assignment. So the remaining parts, that means question 2, B and C, question 3, question 4 all parts, and question 5 all parts. This is given to you as an assignment, and you are supposed to submit this anytime before Monday. Monday is the tutorial class. We will discuss the questions. Again, yeah, I mean, any problem, if someone is facing any problem, that we will discuss in tutorial class in Monday. But before that, you have to submit this to me through email. Right now I'm accepting in MS Teams also there is an option, but I have to explore that yet. But so you can just send me an email at my official email ID, rhythm@hre.iitr.ac.in, available on my website also. So so that is there. But please remember that for this assignment, the marks will be in the descending order of, or you can say the inverse proportion of the time taken to solve the question. So the lesser the time you take to solve the questions, the more will be the marks awarded. So your time will start after this class. So after, or let's say because you'll have classes today, so the counter will start maybe from today evening 5:30 p.m. And the earlier you submit your assignment, the more will be the proportion of marks which will be awarded. So, and the later you submit, accordingly it will be lesser. So that is how it will be there. And okay, so that is it. So any question, anyone?
Sir, can you please show the board again? I didn't know.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Hope it is clear. Who is that now?
Nitish.
Yes, Nitish.
Sir, how are we supposed to send you this? Like, we will do by hand in A4 and then capture and then send.
Right. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention that. So just solve in your any notebook and scan it through your CAM scanner or any particular app which you have in your phone, and send the scanned copy to me.
So in the PDF form?
Yeah, PDF form. make the scanned copy in a PDF form and send it to me. So you will have to solve it by pen and paper, but scan it and send the PDF to me through email.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay, so we'll stop here.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.